Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Beyond. In today's episode, we are going to be tackling this building right here in our village, and we've done a pretty good job so far of transforming this village into something really kind of cool and interesting. Right? It's actually, if you think about it, we really only have like 3 major buildings left to change, and then we've got these little derpy houses, but those will be easy because we'll figure something out for those. We might just remove them and replace them with like kiosks and or other houses or things like that, but really we only have 1, 2, 3 large buildings left in this village to transform. What I want to do with this one, we actually don't have a Tinker's Smeltery anywhere in this village at all. We had one earlier in the series that was just kind of sitting out the open, and once we kind of got to the point where we didn't need it all the time, I tore it down to make room for the sugarcane farm, if I remember correctly. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take this house right here and transform it into a blacksmith that incorporates the Tinker's Smeltery into the build. Because I like, especially in modded, I like buildings to serve both form and function, right? So I like them to look good, but I also like them to have a purpose when possible. So if, like, a Tinker's Smeltery, perfect example, why just build a Tinker's Smeltery when I can also make it this cool blacksmith, which is kind of part of the village as well? I think that's kind of the plan. So I think it's going to be really good. And a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to getting into it. The first thing we're going to have to do, though, this house right here, this guy's got to go. So let me get this torn down, and then I'll come back to you. All right, guys, I am back. So house is torn down. I also went ahead and took this chunk of land right here and brought it down by 1 block. It was up on this higher level, and I don't really care for that. I decided to bring it down a little bit, and I think that's going to be a lot better. Actually, now that I'm kind of looking at this, I might want to bring it down even 1 more. Possibly. No, you know what? I think we'll leave it up. It's nice to have kind of subtle differences in elevation in your village. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have a Tinker's Smeltery, or a blacksmith that's kind of this shape, right? Kind of an L shape. So let's kind of start laying this out a bit. I'm thinking over here, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I might need more space than this. Because I want the smeltery to be like right about here-ish. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to need a bit more space. So let's kind of make some. Let's actually do away with this little bit right here as well. Just kind of terraform the land just a little bit. Something like that, and we'll maybe put... let's see. So that means we could bring this out another 2 that way. And that opens up some space over there. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Maybe even 1 more. And then we'll adjust this little bit here accordingly. This house is going to get renovated as well. Obviously, it's a pretty ugly house right now. So we're definitely going to have to do something with that. Let's maybe scoot this back. This little bit right here. Do one of those. Just kind of push that path back a little bit farther. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so then we'll go 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like so. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Maybe to here. That would be the center of this, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that would be our center point. And then we can kind of bring that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. And then here, we want this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I'd like for this to be 7 at this point as well. So we'd have kind of a shape like this. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'm just trying to, like, one of the things that I find very important when you're building, right? I find it really important to kind of try and envision the whole place, and especially the roof, like the way that the roof is going to look, before you really kind of get into building the structure too much. So I'm just kind of staring at this and figuring out how I want the roof to be. And I'm thinking we'll have a roof that'll go this way and this way, obviously. And then we'll have like a little triangle bit here and a little triangle bit right here as well. So it'll kind of go, well, you'll see. You'll see. It'll make sense. And then the smeltery itself, I think, is going to go like right here. So let's clear this out a bit. And we don't really need like a ridiculous smeltery, honestly. Because at this point, I don't really need the smeltery. Like, I'm not going to use it for ore processing or ore doubling. I've got other things for that. There's really not a whole lot that I need the smeltery for, other than, occasionally maybe making a random tinker's tool here and there. Like, there's just not that much stuff that I'm going to need it for. So I think what we're gonna do, let's bring this back. We'll just make like a little smeltery like this, I think. And like so. How does that look? I would kind of prefer that to be this way. 1 block. You gotta think about these things as you build, right? And the smeltery is basically gonna come up and form essentially a chimney. Like it's gonna go up probably that high right here. That block got messed up. And then here, it's actually gonna come in. And this is something that the smeltery can do, which some of you may not know, is that you can actually, like, do stuff like this with it, and it will still function, you know? So we get kind of like a chimney shape like this, right? And I think that'll work out pretty well for us. And we could do some other kind of, whatever, decorative type stuff. But as long as you have all the controllers and it forms essentially a circular shape, this will work. Like, this will be a functional smeltery. And as I said, I don't need a big smeltery. The only thing I would actually use the smeltery for at this point would be, like, random tool crafting things. Stuff that's really not that incredibly important. So I'm good with this. I think this is a good shape, and we'll have a roof that kind of comes down and complements this a bit. So yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. Let me take a sleep. Let me get the walls in place. The walls are going to be the same style. I mean, this house is going to be the same style as the rest of the ones in the village, and you guys have seen plenty of that style if you've been watching this series, so I'm not going to do most of the building here, or at least the exterior stuff, on camera. But let me get some work done on this, and then I'll come back to you. Alright guys, I am back, and I think I've got the exterior of the blacksmith all done. I think it looks really good. So we got the roof in place. I've got like a little kind of half slab roof that comes down here over the actual smeltery area. This obviously is going to be a door. In fact, let's actually go grab a door right now so we can take care of that. Door. Ta-da! Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll throw that on here, like so. Also, I've gotten comments and questions asking, hey, you put the door in backwards, or why do you put the door in facing that way? It's basically to create depth. It just creates a little bit of extra depth and makes the structure look a little bit better, in my opinion. I pretty much always put the door on this side. On every building I ever build ever, for the most part, because I'm usually far more concerned with how the structure looks on the outside rather than the inside. I'm not really much of an interior sort of guy. It's not something I'm super good at. Now, with that said, we're now going to tackle the interior. The irony is real. Also, over here, this is dirt and coarse dirt. And the dirt is a chiseled variant, so it shouldn't have grass spread to it. I'm pretty sure that grass doesn't spread to chiseled dirt. But dirt, coarse dirt, just to give us a little bit of an area over here. And I think this looks good. Like, I'm happy with the way that this all turned out. I think it fits within the theme of the village. I think it gets the job done. So, let's start dealing with some interior stuff. Also, one thing that I really probably should have done forever ago. Let's do this right now. There is a wireless transmitter thingy, and I want to make a few of these. They don't have a super big range, even with the upgrade. There's like a wireless upgrade right here, a range upgrade. Even with these, they really don't have a very good range. I think the max is like 32 blocks or something like that. We'll have to look. But if I get a couple of these wireless transmitters, I'll be able to access this guy, the wireless crafting grid, which I made between episodes, and I don't actually have the transmitters yet for it to work. But essentially what this does, it's like a mobile crafting grid, so I can take it with me, so I don't have to run up and down these stairs constantly to get access to the stuff within my refined storage system. So let's actually do that now. But I'm putting stuff away that I didn't mean to. Just kidding. Come back to me, excavator and diamond chisel thing. I meant to put those in this bag. That was kind of a fail, but hey, it's okay. So anyway, let's make a couple of these guys. We're gonna have to make some advanced processors, and then I'm gonna need some range cards or range upgrades as well. So let me get those crafted, and then I'll be back. All right, so we've got our 3 wireless transmitters. Oh, I'm actually out of that stuff. Let's make 4 stacks of that. There we go. We've got our wireless transmitters. Now, the way that this thing works is I basically, I think I right-click this, or shift right-click this on the controller, or something like that. I did this in Hermit Pack. Yeah, so it's got 16 blocks, and then I think there's like a thingy. Do I put this in here? No. Oh, I wish I remembered how to. I'm gonna have to look up how to do this, aren't I? There's a way to do it. I thought you did a thing where you shift right clicked the controller or something like that, but that doesn't seem to be working. How do I sync these? Shift right click on that maybe? No? Let me figure out how to do it. I'll be back. I got it. You gotta shift right click on the crafting grid, and then that gives you access to it. Aha! Okay, so with 4 of these ranged upgrades in here, this thing has a transmission range of 48 blocks, which is not a massive amount. It could be a lot better. Then again, it could also be a lot worse, and these things aren't exorbitantly expensive, so if we kind of spread them out a bit, I think we'll be okay. Let me just make a couple of these. I'm gonna need one more upgrade template thingy. There we go. Let's just grab one more of those. And that should be 8. So then I can spread these out kind of around the village, right? So we've got one here, attached back there. Oh, hello, nighttime. Let's sleep real quickly. Do. Sleep. Awesome. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll maybe put one over, let's see, maybe one back here, since I know there's a cable over here somewhere. We could just kind of put one like right there, right? And throw some wireless upgrades into that guy. And then that should give us access to our grid. Like if I'm standing over here, yep, good. And why am I missing a range? Did I miscount? I feel like I miscounted. And I need one more of those ranged upgrades. We'll put the other one, I'm thinking, like over here. Like storage center. Since we know that's over here, buried right down here, we could, put one like right there. No, not a thing. Not a thing. Has to go on top of the cable, doesn't it? Yeah, and now I'm not in range. So, okay, anyway, let me get that sorted real quick. All right, and there we go. So we should have wireless, the ability to access our system wirelessly pretty much throughout the whole village. There might be a couple tiny spots here and there where we can't, but I think for the most part, those three should cover it. Like that should be good. So that'll save us some time running back and forth, up and down, all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, let's jump into some interior stuff here. I want to grab some oak logs, and I'd like to get, what level do we want our ceiling at? We kind of want our ceiling like up here, honestly. We could maybe do something like that. Perhaps? Although it could be kind of a cool feature if we had, like, right here, some sort of a log or something going down the middle to divide everything up. That could be kind of cool. Let's maybe try that out and see what we think, like a cross beam, right? And it kind of helps break up the room and just, basically, when it comes to interiors, and let me say, interiors are really not my strong point. Like, there are things in Minecraft that I am good at, and interiors are not one of those things. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But when it comes to interiors, I think the best thing and the biggest thing is to fill the space, right? You just want to fill the space with something interesting. It's something that makes it look good, and something that, I didn't think about that. That's a little, okay. So, change of plans. This needs to go lower than it is, because otherwise we're gonna have some problems with that little bit over there. That's kind of unfortunate. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, though, honestly, because the ceiling, that's where we were at. That's almost too high for a ceiling anyway. So I think it'll be perfectly okay. Let's just drop this down, like, one block. We'll drop it down to here instead. Do the same thing, and it should be okay. I think. I'm pretty sure it will be. Like, we'll still put the ceiling in at this height. Right here. This part's gonna be a little funky because of the smeltery. We'll have to look and see how that actually looks once we have this whole thing in place. But I think it will be okay. Also, we need some torches up in here, just to kind of give us lighting. Nothing can actually spawn up here because we've got magnum torches or torch master torches or whatever they're called now. that prevent it, but still, we don't want to have all sorts of craziness going on. So I think this will be fine. And that looks good to me. I'm happy with that. I would kind of like to have this be one of our chisels and bits log thingy. This guy, right? So let's see if we can do that here. Right there. And we'll just kind of bring that up to there. And then I think we're going to have to go... let's see. We got to find some oak planks, if there even are, like, any in here. There may not be. And pretty much all of our bit bags are... Oh, here we go. Oak planks. Okay. So what I want to do is we want to change this to plain and bring that down like so it connects in properly. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. So now we need to talk about filling the space with stuff, right? Like there's got to be stuff that goes in here. So I'm thinking we're going to first and foremost do the obvious. This Tinker stuff should probably be over by the Tinker's thing, right? Like that just makes sense. So we'll put that in, well, do we want that in the interior? Yeah, there's not really any space to put it in the exterior, so we'll put that over here. And there's like a specific order that you can put this stuff in order to, like, make it work properly. I think it's something like that. No, these two need to switch. And you can tell what the order is by looking at the tabs, right? So you look at these tabs and they appear in the proper order. And then it opens up like a couple special features. Nothing super astronomically important or anything like that. But hey, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Okay. So let's do that, and let's put this here, and actually the paper I suppose we can send back into our system. Okay, so I got that stuff over... I think I want to scoot the whole thing over one block. Let's just go like that. There we go. Put those stencils in there. So we've got a little kind of a work area over in this side. Now here, we could do some stuff as well. So if we look at Tinker's, let's grab a couple smeltery drains, let's grab a couple faucets, grab a couple casting tables, right? And we're gonna put some of these here and here, and then we'll put a faucet there, and here. And let's grab one more of... actually, I don't have enough casting basins or casting tables. So we could put one here and here. I'd like to put one there, too, actually. I suppose we could make more. That wouldn't be a big deal. It's not like I'm low on materials. There we go. So we can do that. That should work. Now, I can automate this, so anything that goes into the smeltery will automatically get drained out, but I don't think that's really needed, honestly. I've got plenty of other, like, automation things going on here, and I just don't really see the need, honestly. As I said, the smeltery, for the most part, is just going to be kind of aesthetic. I don't really need it for anything else. So now... let's look at armor stands. Obviously, we have armor stands from vanilla. Do we have Bibliocraft in this pack? We do. Does Bibliocraft still have the armor stands? It does. Now, I think we go the spruce ones. Let's just make a couple of these guys. And do we need to use the spruce armor stands? No, we don't. We could use whatever armor stands we want. We could use the vanilla ones. But I kind of want to use the Bibliocraft ones. They're nice, they look good, and I just haven't used them for a long time. So let's give them a try. Let's give them a little run for their money and see how they work. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. So now, if we're going to use the armor stands, obviously, gotta have armor to put on the armor stands. So let's just get some iron helmets, and yeah, that's right. You can, like, do this, it opens up like a little thing, a little like window type deal, which is kind of cool, actually. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's make 1, 2, 3, and boots 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you can just right click and boop. Oh, you can't shift the stuff in. That's too bad. But either way, easy enough to just make some armor stands for the blacksmith, right? And then there's also other cool stuff from Bibliocraft too. There's like these sword pedestals, which are pretty cool. We don't really have a whole lot of options because they require wool, so like there's not that many different sword things I can do. But I do have a couple extra swords lying around, so we could like put one in here and one in here, right? Just, some blacksmith type stuff. We could do, I believe there's like a tool. Yeah, spruce tool racks. These are pretty cool as well. So let's just make a couple of those guys, and we can maybe hang those up on the wall. Maybe like right here. Let's actually make a couple more. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll say this is like the tool rack wall. So you walk in and you've got a bunch of different tools and things. There's all sorts of different stuff we can do. So let me get some interior stuff done here. Let me kind of deck this place out, so to speak, and I'll come back. All right, guys, I am back. So check it out. I think it's good. Like, we've got, I think this is a little bit too much here, but we've got, a couple anvils kind of in the corner. We've got our armors and swords over here. We've got some tools on the wall, some chests kind of hiding out, some tools on racks up above here. These are from cooking for blockheads, actually. They let you kind of stash items up there. It's pretty cool. Super useful little thing. But I think this is good. It's all kind of decked out. Do we really need a Tinker's Smeltery at this point? No, but it could come in handy from time to time. Oh man, I keep yawning. What's going on? I should stop recording my videos at like 3 in the morning. Anyway, do we really need a Tinker's Smeltery? Probably not. But is this a super cool addition to the village? Absolutely. I love it. It works. And I hope it gives you some ideas about how you can maybe decorate your own blacksmiths and smelteries and stuff like that. So there you have it. But guys, I am definitely out of time for this episode. So my friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Links in the video description below, so check that out as well. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.